Right, chaps. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying remote learning week 4. I hope you're ready for another DT club, Year 8 DT club, where this week we're going to make a kite. Now, looking at the weather outside, it's looking a little bit blowy, but maybe not blowy enough to go and fly it. So maybe you're going to have to be flying it during this week at some point. Right, what do you need? You need some string. You could use cotton. I think something thicker than cotton would be good. This is probably a bit too thick and a bit too heavy. And of course, the heaviness of the string is going to have to be taken up by the kite, isn't it? The kite's going to have to lift the string. So something a little bit lighter than this would be better. Indeed, you might even have kite string. Hey, we need some tape. We need some paper. A ruler would be good. And you need some sort of pen, I'd have thought, but I'll try and grab one of those in a minute. I'm using this comic today. If you haven't got a comic, you could equally use some A4 paper. What I'm going to do with this comic, unlike last week where I was just or the week before I was ripping pages out, I want to try and get some A3 pieces of paper. So careful with this. You might want to use a knife or get your folks to do this for you. Let's get rid of those staples. That's one out. If you're going to use a knife, just use something like a butter knife. Nothing too sharp. You just want to prise those staples off of that piece of paper. There we go. Newspaper would be another thing you could use. That'd be absolutely fine. So I want 4 pieces, I think. So I got some. Not sure if I've got quite enough. Got some A4 pieces there. Yeah, got 4 pieces, great. So first up, what I want you to do is stick 2 of them together. So lay one just on top of the other and get some tape. It doesn't matter if it's masking tape or sellotape or whatever. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to tape that to my surface. And I'm going to just stretch the paper out nicely. Make sure it's nice and square and tape it down there as well. And I'm going to run a big piece all the way along. Right. I'll peel that up. Oh, I think someone's trying to call me. Better go and have a look at that. Right, sorry about that. Then we're going to cut this piece off as well. Darling, I'm just in the middle of doing a film. The Wi-Fi's down? There's not much I can do about that. Okay, I think I'll come back to this. Alright, sorry about that. Just a little bit of a Wi-Fi incident there. Right, put that to one side. And then get your pieces of paper. As I said, we need to get ourselves some sort of pencil. I'm going to be using one of my favourite pencils, which is this yellow black one. And I'm going to put it, what we're doing just like last week, is we're trying to roll it corner to corner. Okay, so pencil goes in and then start rolling. This bit is a little bit tricky. Okay, that's it. If you do it too tight, it's going to be really difficult to get that pencil out. There we are. You might want to just let that loosen off a bit. And we're going to take a piece of that tape which we used earlier on and tape it round so we've got one stick. We're going to get that pencil out. I've got a skewer here, which I might see if that works. Let's have a look. I think it's this end. Doesn't want to move that way. Oh, much better. There we go. That's one of our sticks done. Second stick. Here we go. Corner to corner. Here we are. Put a little bit of tape around there. Sweetie, I'm just in the middle of a recording. Is there a problem?
The call dropped and I can't get back on it.
Okay, I think the internet is now back up.
I've tried.
Have you?
Yeah.
I think it's back up now.
But
Freya's back on.
I literally just
So
tried.
turn that router on and off like I showed you.
So when I turn it off, so I count 1.
Yeah, 2, 3, and turn it back on again.
Wait, quickly, like 1, 2, 3. On.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got these 2 sticks now. Excellent. Right, next up, we are looking to get one of these sticks and put it from top to bottom. We're going to put the other stick from side to side like that. So, what we want to do is make sure that this is the right size. Now, I think what we need to do with this is just turn that top bit over, which is rather flimsy, and tape it. And do exactly the same with the bottom. There we go. Nice. Now, I want to make my kite, I think you can see this, that height, but stop just short of where the bottom of this piece of paper is, because I'm going to attach my string to the piece of paper and my tail to the piece of paper. So I want to fold it just where that fox's head is. So, let's have a look. Right here. If we line the sides up, it should mean that we have a nice square cut, and then you can cut that with a pair of scissors, or with a reeler if you're skilled enough. Right, let's get that back into position. That's looking nice. Okay, and then we're going to have this going across, and I think that this piece wants to be about 2/3 the length of this piece. Okay, so that's roughly, so we're looking for something roughly that, so I'm going to take off about that much from one side, and about the same from the other. Let's have a look at that. That's looking pretty good. All right, now the placement of this, I believe, should be roughly 2/3. And so if we imagine that length, it's going to go roughly on that blue mark there. And of course it needs to go in the middle. So get yourself some tape. I feel I'm going to rip a piece in half and just tape that into position. I haven't done a very good job with that, have I? Right. Roughly like that. And then get some more tape. If you can't rip it in half, it doesn't matter. Let's put some more over there. I should have said, shouldn't I, sort of pause and off you go and do these different stages. So when you think that you're at a place where you can just pause this video, off you go and get along with that particular task. Okay. And also, it would have probably been good if I just measure that. That's 16.5 and 16, 16.5 and 16. So I'm going to take off about 5 mil on that side. You can hear it's all kicking off here. Right, next up, what are we doing? We're going to put this in the middle, and we are looking to cut the kite out. We need to fold this over so it goes to the corner. And you see what I've done there? Put that back into position. We need to fold it so roughly it goes to that corner. I think I might mark it with it. So let's just grab a pencil. I'm going to mark it there, and I'm going to mark it here. There are my 2 marks. I'm going to cut in to that mark there, and I'm going to cut in to that mark. Now what I want to do is I want to fold it so that I go from, just so you're clear, the top of the kite to that cut line, and then top of the kite to that cut line. That's much better way of doing it. And that should be roughly symmetrical, which it is. And unfold that and do exactly the same. So to the bottom. Okay. Where is it? There we go. Right, next up, cut this all down. So, give yourself about 2 centimetres or so. So that's about that sort of distance. And that is the line we're going to draw, because we're going to tape that back to make sure that the edge of the kite is nice and strong. So, I'm going to use my scissors to cut up there. And to be quite honest with you, the rest of it I'm going to do by eye. There we go. Oh, bit wonky. Okay, we're back. Right, once you've done that, what I want you to do is fold these over again. And then get yourself some tape, and you might want to turn it over. Just lay that tape down and that flap. Turn it over again and stick it down like that. That's going to probably be the best and the easiest way. Once you've done that, just cut the ends off. So do that to all 4. Oh. last one. Just use up a bit of this wasted tape. Good. Trim it down. Lovely. Right, next up. Get yourself some tape and take the top on, like that. Get yourself some more tape. And take the bottom one, like that. And then we do the sides. And that is I think they call it a sail. You can wrap that over if you like. Opposed to cutting it off. There we go. So that's our kite. Right, a couple of things we need. We need to connect some string to it. Now the string wants to come from either side and form a loop like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut my string off there. And okay, gents, even before I try this, I'm going to make a slight modification to this. So the modification is going to be, I reckon that the sling around here was too narrow. So I'm going to suggest that you connect it to the outside. So if I was you, I'd get a piece of, yeah, I reckon. So if we have one length, 2 lengths of the width, and cut it like that. And then again, let's do the slip knot. Okay, and just put that over the end there. All right, and let's just do another slip knot. When you get used to these are so useful. I've used these so much in my life. And indeed, it's been a long life, I'm sold. Right, that's gonna be better. I'm so much more happy with that. Right, I'm gonna post this up first, I think. So you will definitely watch this. Right, so then a little bit of tape there, a little bit of tape on the other side, and then a little slip knot on this one. Now, where's my piece of string gone? Here it is. So now, over there, slip knot on this, make your loop, end goes through. And I imagine any of you that have cut, that's better, much more stable. I think the other one would have done a lot of this, whereas this one, I think, is going to be much more stable in the air. And indeed, we've probably got twice the stability, if not more. All right, I'm going to post this up first and then the other one, but you definitely put that sling towards the outside. All right. And part of me wants to tie a knot. Okay, so this is the knot. Okay, this end goes under the long end. It goes round to form a loop. Can you see it? It's gone round to form a loop, and then the end goes through the loop and you pull it. And what's great about that knot is it's a slip knot, which means that you can just make it nice and tight. Let's do that again. Okay, so we go, the end goes under the long piece. Okay, goes under, you can see that. It goes back over the long piece, creates a loop, and goes through the middle, like that. What I haven't done though, is put it around the material. How stupid. So, just quickly undo that. Crikey, it's like a madhouse here today, isn't it? So just again, under, around, through the middle. Really useful. and then we can just make sure that is, I think we're going to put that about there. I think the distance of this is really crucial, and so we've got to be quite careful with that. So whatever distance here is, I've got to make sure it's the same on the other side. So I'm just going to have a look at this. We've got 8 centimetres. Just come out a little bit. Hopefully that's going to be all right. I'm just a little bit worried that this little piece of string might not be long enough. Hopefully it'll be right. And then you get a nice long piece of string, probably about 5 meters or so. And again, what we want to do is through, back, end under, form a circle like that. It's the same knot, exactly the same. Pull that. So that is going to be our kite. But what we need to do is put a tail on it. So getting the offcut, this offcut, what you can do is cut yourself down in long pieces. Maybe turn them over so they're all different colours. There we go. Oh, that one's not quite as long. There's that one. Cut the end off there, cut this one in two. That'll do. And now what we're going to do is just stick these to, you can do this with bits of tape that you have cut off, but don't stick like I just did. There we go. Now, I don't really know how much wind you need for this kite. I would have thought you need a fair bit, but not too much. Because if you have too much, I think it's going to break. You want to get these around the end, and the idea with this is it creates a lot of drag, and so it will pull the end down whilst you're holding the other bit. That's the idea behind it, but whether that works or not, I'm not too sure. One thing is for certain, this afternoon I'm going to get out there and give it a spin, see if I can get it going. There we go. So this is your kite, guys. I suppose you can see that. There's a lovely end to it, and we've got our string there. And then I've got about, I don't know, 3 or 4 meters worth of string, which I'm going to, and when you fly your kite, I think you're going to have to let it off on a short string first of all, and then progressively let it out. So guys, look, what I would love, of course, what I always love is to see your work. It would be amazing if you could show me a video of you flying the kite, and I'm going to try and post a video of me flying the kite, and let's see if anyone gets it up in the air for, wow, imagine if we could fly it for a minute, wouldn't that be absolutely fantastic? There we go, guys. So sorry today about the Wi-Fi problems with this house and the noise as well, but I hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, see you next week. All right, bye.